Welcome back to Maury's Music and another edition of Martin Watch. That's right, Martin is still unveiling one brand new guitar every day between now and the beginning of the NAMM show on January 24th. Today is no exception. Today we get our first peek at a Style 13 instrument, which is part of their new refreshed Road Series guitars, featuring all solid wood construction, onboard pickup, ranging from styles 10 through 13, and they all include an onboard tuner. Once again, let's bring in our friend Spoon Phillips of One Man's Guitar, live from Brooklyn, New York, to get his unique perspective on the new GPC-13E. Nice to see you again so soon, my friend.
Thanks, Maury. And belated happy birthday. It looks like you had quite a gig at the Mansion House from what I saw on the YouTube videos.
Thank you very much. I feel a lot older, for what it's worth. I feel almost as old as you. Hey, yeah, last night was a good time. The Mansion House is a really great place. They have live music there all the time. Really great cast of characters that shows up there. Any night you go to see live music, you're going to see something really good. And last night, some friends of mine showed up, and there was a lot of great music made on Martin guitars for sure. Speaking of Martin guitars, what are your thoughts now on this new GPC-13E?
Yes, the new GPC-13E. Grand performance body-sized Martin with a cutaway in the new Style 13, which houses the true showcases of Martin's newly refreshed Road Series guitars. And all of them have onboard electronics with an onboard tuner. And that's exciting all to itself. The 13s, I feel, are focused on really great looking wood. Very pretty, attractive back and sides, and they all get a solid Sitka spruce top that has its own figuring. So you have very nicely spread out bear claw figuring that gives it sort of a marbled appearance, and I think that works very well with the attractive back and sides. They all also get that Style 13 rosette that also appears on Style 10 and 11 that has a very broad band of a luminescent white that looks like mother of pearl. I haven't seen it in person, so I'm not exactly sure what it's made out of, but that is matched by luminescent fretboard markers that reflect the light very nicely. So really nice looking package. Style 13 gets white binding, so it gives it appearance somewhat similar to the Style 28 guitars because of the lighter binding. And what I really like about the GPC that sets it apart from the other body sizes is it gets special bracing that has a 5/16 inch X brace with 1/4 inch tone bars. This is not the first time Martin has done that. In fact, the very first 14 fret Martins ever made, the original orchestra models that were sold between 1930 and 1933, had that same feature. An X brace that was 5/16 inch in width, but the outside tone bars surrounding it were all 1/4 inch. And that helps free up the top, that natural diaphragm of the tone wood top, so it's more responsive and gives you a more resonant voice. Now, the Grand Performance is basically what would generically be known as a small jumbo, slightly larger than an OM, slightly deeper, bigger, rounder bottom bout. But a Martin GP is going to give you more body resonance and that special Martin presence that you're not going to hear from other small jumbos out there around the guitar world. They started building them in the small shops in the early 70s. They really took off in popularity in the 21st century, and the Martin Grand Performance is Martin's take on that with a uniquely Martin tone.
What do you think of the tone wood combination of Sitka spruce over Mountenier back and sides?
Sitka spruce and Mountenier is a very good wood combination. The warmth of Sitka, the overtones of Mountenier work out very well, and the mid-range definition and punch that you get from Mountenier and the high-end clarity help give it a very balanced, even tone across all the tonal spectra, and I think people will find it very attractive sounding voice that goes along with a very attractive, visually looking wood.
Martin's also making some Style 13 guitars with cirrus back and sides, and while this isn't the first time they've used different tone woods within the same series, do you have an idea why they're doing this with Style 13?
Well, it's not the only time, like you say, that they've used different back and side woods inside the same style. But the interesting thing about cirrus and Mutenier is they sound very similar. I don't think even my discerning ears would always or ever tell the difference between Mutenier and cirrus in a blindfold test if everything was the same on the two guitars otherwise. And they kind of fall in the rosewood camp. I think Martin's thought of them with the 13s because they were thinking this would be a rosewood model, but we want to make it more affordable, so they're going to alternative tone woods. But in terms of the density of the woods, overtone content, they're quite similar. Cirrus is an acacia that's actually sourced by Martin in the Indian rosewood forests of northern India, and Mutenier is a tropical African wood that comes from the countries in and around the Congo Basin, but their properties are quite similar, though they look quite different. The cirrus guitars are having a dark rosewood stain put on them, but Mutenier is being left to its natural beauty. There's no toner on it, so you're getting the really interesting figuring of Mutenier. And somewhat ironic that cirrus is related to koa, but this Mutenier actually looks like koa in a lot of ways in terms of the really different contrasts to the dark and lighter banding. Really beautiful wood. And the one prototype I've seen of this new GPC is absolutely gorgeous.
Yet another 2019 Martin model that we both can't wait to take a test drive.
You can say that again.
Yet another 2019 Martin model that we both can't wait to take a test drive.
I should know better by now. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, you should. Alright, we'll see you tomorrow. And thank you for watching. If you've missed any previous episodes, please bookmark our blog at maurysmusic.com.